Austria has issued an open call for foreigners. The government of Austria is hiring foreigners directly. You can send them your resume and they'll advise you, give you tips, and match you with recruiters there, all for free. No costs whatsoever to you. And no, I'm not saying this up in the air. I know this because this comes from the official website that the government of Austria has launched recently for foreigners that want to work there. Apart from this, Austria has also launched a lot of big changes, which you and I are going to cover in this video today. So if Europe has been on your mind, the beautiful city of Vienna has been calling you for some time, this video is for you. So, to give you context, Austria is actually one of the friendliest countries to move to if you are a foreign worker. It is one of the first countries to launch a job seeker visa back in the days when job seeker visa wasn't even a thing. If you don't know what a job seeker visa is, it is a legal permit to go into a country and officially look for jobs. And Austria was quite a leader in this. I already have a video on that, so I'll make sure to link it up somewhere in the eye or in the description box. You can go ahead and watch that. Just a little caveat, the rules are going to change and we're going to talk about some of them today. So first up, let's talk about all the big changes that are coming in. All these changes will be in effect as of 1st October 2023, and the government is currently pumping in resources to make sure that all these changes can go in smoothly. The first change that they have announced is that they're going to make sure that the applications are processed faster. This might not seem like a big thing to you, but in times where visa applications are taking 3 to 4 months, it's nice to see countries coming up with faster applications as a priority in terms of what they want to change in the process. They also want to loosen the criteria for the RWR card, which is the red, white, red card that Austria has. So the RWR card has a lot of requirements already. It is points-based. If you're not familiar with what a points-based system is, it's like express entry in Canada, it's like the PR process in Australia or the ILR process in UK. So it's pretty similar to that. You get points on different things like your age, education, experience, language skills, etc. Austria, like I said, was quite a forerunner in this process. They always had this, and now they're loosening restrictions around that and making it even more easier for you to get your RWR. They're also going to take away the minimum salary criteria. I had already discussed this in my Spain video. I'm not sure if that's up yet. If it is, I'll again link it somewhere here or in the description box. But basically, most countries want that foreign workers should be paid higher, more than the market, and that would justify issuing them a visa. But obviously, that's a hindrance because no employer wants to pay above the market to get a foreign worker in. So taking down laws like that makes it easier for employers to hire foreign workers. And Austria is planning to do that. Apart from that, they're also going to introduce a category for allocation of points for people who are in shortage skill sector. So those are the bigger changes in the RWR field. So loosening of criteria, making it much easier, processing the applications faster, removing the salary criteria, and adding points for shortage occupations. The next big change is that they're also going to come up with a new work permit for certain specialists. We're yet to see that. I think I have a little bit of a hunch about it, but we'll wait to see what the rules say. I think this will be something that you will also be able to apply yourself. The next big change is that they are expanding the RWR field. Initially, RWR was only meant for people who were highly skilled and highly qualified, but they also want to introduce other fields in it like tourism, agriculture, and forestry. Next up, they're also making the EU Blue Card easier to get in Austria. So if you apply for an EU Blue Card in Austria, they're going to remove or lower the salary expectations, and they're going to do a bunch of other things to make sure that it's easier to get an EU Blue Card in Austria. If you don't know, an EU Blue Card is like a pass that allows you to work all over Europe. So it gives you a lot more flexibility in terms of opportunities. You can switch around countries easily, and is definitely something very beneficial. And a lot of countries initially had a lot of tightened restrictions around it. Just imagine having a pass that allows you to work across multiple countries in Europe. So the restrictions were pretty tightened, but Austria obviously wants to do something different here and wants to go ahead and make sure that it's easier for you to access the EU Blue Card in Austria. Finally, coming to the biggest change that they're going to implement, which is introduction of ABA work in Austria. I'll be taking you through this, but this is a special website and a whole department that they have set up. All their services are going to be free of cost, and if you are a job seeker, you can reach out to them directly. ABA is expected to be an independent agency, and their main job is to make sure that all this processing is happening well and companies are able to find workers and good talent all over the world, and skilled workers are also able to find good opportunities in Austria, which means that they will mostly be working with the RWR, which is the red, white, red card. Now, there are 7 categories of people who can apply for RWR, and again, this is something that you can do with your family. So if you have dependents, you have a spouse, you have kids, This is something that you can actually apply together and move together. I'm going to read out all the new 7 categories that we are expecting that Austria has announced will come under the RWR scheme. The first one, very highly qualified workers. The second one, skilled workers in shortage occupation. The third one, other key workers. The fourth one, graduates of Austrian universities and colleges of higher education. The fifth one, regular workers in tourism, agriculture, and forestry. The sixth one, self-employed key workers. And the seventh one, startup founders. Also, additional good news, if you are somebody who is eligible to get the RWR card, your family can also get it, and they would be also able to access the Austrian labor market without needing any sponsorship. Now let's take this conversation a bit ahead and discuss about the ABA Work in Austria website. I'm going to show you the website, and I'm also going to tell you where you can upload your resume and where you can access the jobs. So let's go. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and search for ABA Work in Austria. The first link that you get, that's the government website. Make sure you accept all the cookies. It has a lot of options in terms of what language you want to choose. I would obviously prefer English, but if you have other language skills, go ahead. Now, this you can see is Work in Austria, International Specialists for Austria. Here is where you can learn more about their services. Why should you pick Austria? Advantages of working in Austria, quality of life, innovative working location, central location, salary levels, etc. Now, this is the more important section. We simply make it easy for you. This is where you can actually upload and get in touch with them, upload your resume and do all of that. So you can see very clearly they've mentioned Work in Austria as a point of contact for specialists who would like to work in Austria. And they also mentioned we advise you free of charge. So let's go ahead and get in touch. Now, once you do that, the contact page comes up. It's the point of contact for specialists who again want to work in Austria, as well as, companies looking for a suitable specialist. So you can send them your info, first name, last name, email. If you are an international specialist searching for a job in Austria, you can click this. What's your country of residence, nationality, company, if you have anyone in mind, and then do you have a question about Work in Austria services and how they can help. And then you can go ahead and click on submit, and that's it. Voila, your info is with them and they will go ahead and answer all your questions. Now, this website also has a lot of amazing information. While I suggest you take your time and go through it, I will show you what I really like about this website. The second best thing of this website is the fact that it has a job portal. So now let's go under living and working, and you'll see job search in Austria. This shows you all the good stuff. Their unemployment rate is one of the lowest, the job market. How do I find a job in Austria? Here you go, and this will take you to the job site. So you can see there are, as of today, 1969 jobs that are available. You can go ahead and start applying to these roles. All roles that are open for foreigners, that's why they're listed on the government website. So see what works for you, see what is the right fit for you, and then go ahead and make the applications. Please make sure you're not doing any applications with a rough resume or a rough LinkedIn, because that would lead to immediate rejection. You should have an ATS-friendly resume and you should have a global LinkedIn. If you need any tips on that, I have my LinkedIn masterclass. Obviously, we've had some amazing reviews. I'm going to pop up some of the reviews up on the screen for you to check out, and I'll leave the link in the description box. We've had thousands of professionals take it and we've run it 6 to 7 times. We've now given AI, tech, so there are a lot of other tips and tricks that you can use to make sure your LinkedIn is standing out. And on that note, this video has come to an end. I do hope that you enjoyed watching today's video. I hope that you will consider Austria, that you will take that first tiny step and send your info to them, or you'll start looking for jobs right now. If you don't do all of that, that's fine too. Work on your LinkedIn, work on your resume. And with that, it's time for me to say tada bye. I hope you like this video, and if you do, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, do the drill, you know what I mean. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.